All right, so this is about the urgent need for advancements in medical science. Very, very important video here. So medical science should be about saving lives, not ending them, right? True medical progress advances life, finds cures, and improves the human condition. Using medical knowledge to terminate life is a perversion of its purpose. And a very, very great point here made. I think the only way that we can do this is to distance ourselves from the industry and focus on the science, right? And that's going to be a great starting point, right? There's some really creepy stuff going on, man. Really, really creepy stuff. Criminal stuff. Let's call it what it is. It's dodgy. It's creepy. It's horrible. Sure, but at the end of the day, it's criminal. It is a criminal act. All right. So fetal medicine proves the humanity of the unborn. Right. Advancements in neonatal care allow babies to survive at younger gestational ages. Some surgeries are performed in the womb to save preborn children, proving their undeniable humanity. So, my daughter was a preemie. She was so small, and now today she's a wonderful young lady that is just so wonderful and beyond my wildest dreams, my wildest imagination. My wonderful daughter, whom I love very much. Yep. Artificial wombs and viability. Research into artificial womb technology suggests that viability will continue to move earlier in pregnancy as science progresses. The arguments for abortion based on non-viability become increasingly invalid. There's this type of thing going on here: stem cell research without destruction. Ethical stem cell research using adult stem cells has already led to medical breakthroughs. Destructive embryonic stem cells research is unnecessary, unethical. That's a topic in itself. We're not going to expand too much on that. A little bit outside of the scope of this video here. But ending the lie that abortion is healthcare. This is very, very important here. So the medical community must work together or toward. Um, the medical community must work towards a solution that respect both lives, the mothers and the child's, rather than defaulting to destruction. Right. So in all these arguments and everything made by emotionally charged arguments made by these ladies here that are just if you actually analyze the argument, you will find that these arguments are can be invalidated quite easily and all that stuff. Without any kind of effort at all. So a logical dissection of the argument will prove that these emotionally charged, usually women, but sometimes men, they are bound to be based out of not based out of fact, but based out of emotions, and there's just no logic here at all, right? There's no logical argument that could support the fact that it's a woman's right and abortion is healthcare. That there's no way that is possible. And a lot of countries will ban this kind of horrific act. Unfortunately, that country that we are talking about, which is what is now Canada in 2025. This year is 2025. Hopefully, it will be put out of its misery. So if you are watching this into the future and Donald Trump took over America, right, that's a big issue of the day today. Is that will Donald Trump, will America take over Canada and Greenland and all this stuff? So maybe it happened by the time that you're watching this video. So the year is 2025, today. So maybe in the future that will happen. We'll see. But maybe when you're watching this, Canada will no longer be a country, and then hopefully we can get together as a country and make decisions for the future. And it's clear that so many people have died. So many young boys and young girls have died already. So should we, continue it, or should we end this lie? Right? We should certainly acknowledge the lie that abortion is healthcare and end it. All right, so let's continue. Recognizing preborn pain and consciousness, right? So studies suggest that unborn babies may feel pain much earlier than previously thought. Medical science must acknowledge and address this reality. So pain I don't think these, these depraved lunatics care very much. I think that, since it's not their pain, they do not feel any kind of empathy towards these young boys or young girls. They don't really care if they get their limbs, ripped off and their brains, destroyed and all that stuff with these forceps and all this stuff. They don't care. They just do not care. They don't have this is. Psychopathy. That means that you cannot feel any kind of empathy towards the pain of others. They are depraved lunatics. So any kind of pain or consciousness, they will not. They just will not care as long as they get what they want. And at the end of the day, what is it? Well, they want to have their careers, or that's the only reason, right? Why do you want to have an abortion? There's no discussion. They say any girl that comes in that she's married or not married or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Why do you want to have an abortion? Do you think that you would choose adoption instead? There's none of that discussion. They say yes, sure, absolutely, come right in. We'll get you scheduled as soon as possible for an abortion, and they will kill the baby. It's truly, truly, truly. Well, I mean, no society can recover from that kind of society will be lost. This civilization will be. We're talking about the destruction of a civilization. You cannot destroy these children and expect to have a civilization that will make any kind of sense. Let's continue. Psychological and physical harm to women. Advancements should focus on treating the causes of crisis pregnancies, improving maternal health care, and addressing the long-term effects of abortion trauma, rather than normalizing abortion. Well, let's think about this, right? So what does a woman that has a baby, a woman with child, right? She has a baby, she's pregnant. What does she need? Well, she needs a house. Well, too bad, because your house, your home is being taxed every year. It's going to get more and more expensive. So your the basic necessities of life is being taxed. So this is, oh man, I can't even afford a place to live. This is a real a real concern for these women that have a baby and they can't even afford a place to live and all this stuff. It's property taxes are quite destructive. Not to mention they fund abortions directly, right? If you have a home, you own property, you're successful in your life, you own a house, you must pay under the threat that they will come with men with guns and kick you out of your home, sell it to somebody else, and you will literally be out on the street if you don't like to pay for abortions. All right, so we got gene therapy and corrective interventions instead of ending the lives of children diagnosed with disabilities in the womb. Medical science should focus on therapies and treatments to improve their quality of life. That's a fair statement. Accountability in medical ethics. Accountability in medical ethics. So the medical profession must be held to a higher standard. Yeah, ensuring that doctors remain healers and do not participate in practices that intentionally end human life. And the future of medicine must be pro-life. True medical progress will be defined not by how efficiently human life can be destroyed, but how effectively it can be preserved, protected, and healed. Right? So it is not theirs for them to destroy. Right? Let's say, for example, the medical science were to, initiate the life. Right? They were to initiate life, and then they could destroy it. Because it belongs to them. But no, it does not belong to them. They should not be destroying something that does not belong to them. Well, who does it belong to? Well, it belongs to the mother and the father. They have no business. That Dr. Dow does not have any kind of business at all to go behind the father's back, give abortifacients to the woman, and to kill 50% DNA of the father. There's not any kind of business for a medical practitioner to go behind that. This does not belong to the medical practitioner. It belongs to it's a flawed practice, but it goes beyond medical negligence, and it goes beyond ethics violations. It is a criminal act, right? So the urge for advancements in medical science will end this foolish nonsense. And don't get me wrong, it will end. I know it seems hopeless and all that stuff. They get these colleges to make sure that they will continue. But I promise you, and this is beyond any doubt at all, it will end one day, and that's the very, very beautiful part. It will end. So that's the hopeful part of this channel. It will end. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.